What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I like big Candela numbers, and I cannot lie. This flashlight from Streamlight has 310,000 Candela. Not 3,000, not 30,000, 300,000 Candela. Obviously, Streamlight has other lights if you don't need something with that much Candela, but what a cool light. This is the MegaStream HP is what we're going to talk about today. What you see up here on the screen is it has 3 different settings, high, medium, and low, and it's going to show you the lumens, it's going to show you the Candela, how far it will throw, that will change under different conditions, and how long the battery will last as well. Now you're getting that huge Candela number in part because the head on this flashlight is huge. The head is just enormous. It's not really a pocket carry flashlight. You could, the way the clip is, you could carry it. It's more of a searchlight. The controls are very, very simple. You have a constant if you give the button a press, and you have a momentary if you give it a half press, just like most flashlights. Now, the high is when you either half press or fully press the one time, that's going to be high. If you double tap, that's going to be your medium setting, and then you can push that button in fully to go on to constant. If you triple tap, that's going to be the low. Same thing, you can push that button in fully to switch over to constant. Now this light does not have the Streamlight 10 tap programmable button, so the controls are super simple. Some Streamlight, you can push the button 9 times, hold it on the 10th, and it will do something to the light, like it will rotate from high to low, or low to high, or enable or disable strobe. It's a bunch of different things. This does not have that, so you don't have to worry about that. All right, I want to step outside and do the beam comparison now, because the beauty of this light is how tight that beam is and how far the light throws. So we're going to step outside and do the beam comparison now. I will compare it to other lights. I have nothing that has this much Candela. So I'm more comparing it just for you to see, okay, this is what 100,000 Candela looks like. This is what 300,000, just to kind of give you an idea. The one thing I want to do before we do that is thank Brownells. Brownells has been a great supporter of my channel for a very long time. I now have a discount code for Brownells. If you spend over $150, I think it saves you 10%, and I think the code is Tiberious. I should have been more prepared, I'm sorry. The code is up here on the screen. Thank you to Brownells. Now, let's go outside and do that beam comparison. First up, Streamlight MegaStream HP, 1300 lumens-ish, 310,000 Candela. What a Candela monster. If you look at it, the very, very tight hotspot you get from the Candela. So again, if you want a good, small, portable light for searching, this makes a great, great option. All right, this is the Cloud Defensive High Candela MCH. So again, not nearly as much Candela, and as you can see, that hotspot is a little bit bigger. There's a little bit more of a peripheral. Still a fantastic beam. I can easily identify anything in the woods that are 50 yards away or so, but definitely different. All right, this one is the Streamlight Stiletto Pro. You'll definitely see a difference in color, temperature, and not as much Candela. I wanted to show this one to give you an idea of what an average common EDC light would look like, something with much less Candela. Still a respectable beam, just very different. This is a Streamlight MegaStream, the standard one, the non-HP. Again, lumens and Candela up on the screen, just to give you an idea of what other flashlights with other ratings look like. One coming up here is the EDC37. It has a ton of lumens and not nearly as much Candela, so it's a wall of light. Now this here is the 2000 lumens, and little Tiberious here is about to hit the 5000 lumens. That is like daytime. It is just a huge wall of light, and we're having some button control issues here. What a Candela monster. What I'm doing is taking out the battery. The battery is obviously a rechargeable battery. It's a Streamlight SLB34, as I believe the model number. It is 3500 milliamp hours. It does have a USB-C built right into the battery, so you can either take the battery out and hot swap it if you have 2 of them, always have a fresh battery, or you can actually put the battery in and charge the battery without taking it out. So there's a little sleeve on the light that slides down. The battery will self-keying. It will key into the correct spot every single time, and you can charge either the battery right in the light, or you can take it out and charge it. It's going to take roughly 5 hours to recharge that battery. And then the battery does have red and green indicators. Obviously red means it's charging, green means it's good to go. Not hard to figure that out. The body of this light is obviously aluminum. It has a very good texture, knurling on it. I like that. And then the finish is a Type 2 anodized type finish, and it's held up pretty well in the limited testing that I've done so far. Couple common questions I want to address. People always seem to ask these questions in flashlight videos, so I figured I'll address it now. The lens is an unbreakable polycarbonate lens, and I gotta get Streamlight to send me an extra one of these, because when I see the word unbreakable, I'm like, challenge accepted. The lens is slightly protected. If you look at the bezel, if you put it down, it'd be unlikely to get scratched. The pocket clip is removable, so if you don't want the pocket clip on there, just 2 screws and you're good to go. That pocket clip could be used to mount on a hat. Not ideal, just because this is a good size flashlight with a little bit of weight. Typically you want to do that with something a little lighter, but in a pinch you could mount it on a hat if you want to. You cannot tail cap stand it, nor is this type of light designed for that. But it's not designed for tail cap. And then if you lay it on something, it will roll. The clip will not stop it from rolling. People always seem to ask that as well. So besides the light, obviously you get the battery. You get this nice little case if you want to hook it, or just to protect it, or put it on a bag or on a belt, even anything like that, you can do so. And then it does also come with the USB-C cord as well. Okay, dimensions are up here on the screen somewhere. I'm gonna guess right here, maybe, I don't know. It's 6.5 inches long. The head of the light is 2.25 inches, and the body is still a 1-inch body. So if you have a holder or a mount or something, there's a good chance that it will work with it, work with this light. It only weighs 9 ounces. So for something that is this size, that has that Candela and only 9 ounces, pretty good. Pricing, you're looking about roughly somewhere $150-ish. I looked around, and Streamlight prices can vary quite a bit. As always, I'll put some links you know where, in hopes that I could find you a good deal. Now testing. I've only had this for a couple months, haven't done a ton of testing. The first thing we did when we got it in, I was really excited when I saw 300,000 Candela, and I think I got my son really excited. I was like, oh my goodness, and I was, the first thing we did that night, we went outside with a bunch of different lights that are different Candela, and I was explaining to him the difference between a hotspot and the peripheral beam, and high Candela shoots out further, goes through photonic barriers, and we did this whole training thing on it, and we were really just playing around with the light, getting used to it. The next thing I did was a waterproof test. It would last underwater for 30 minutes, no issues there. Did a drop test from 3 meters, no problem, lasted that without any issues. I use it around the property a bunch. I don't have a huge property. I don't have a need per se for a light with 300,000 Candela, but I was testing the light. It's cool. I love high Candela lights, and we played around with it quite a bit on the property. And then I think my excitement really got my son fascinated with this light, and every single time he went outside for something, he was grabbing this flashlight over any other. And we use it so much, we actually killed the battery all the way, and I was surprised because, again, we haven't used it that long and didn't use it that much and haven't had it that long, but we did use it enough to kill one battery. All right, the pros. The biggest pro, obviously, is the Candela. I've said it 4 or 5 times. This much Candela out of a light this size is truly, truly impressive. I like what Streamlight does with the battery. Everything about the battery is dope. They did a great job designing, and USB and hot swap and the power and all that stuff. I really like the controls. 90% of the time, I'm probably going to want it on high, me personally, but I'm happy that it has medium and low in there in case I want a less, or don't need that much power. But the medium and low doesn't get in the way. I don't have to click past it to get to high or anything like that. So it's there, but it doesn't get in the way, and that makes me happy. And then I always like to mention the Streamlight warranty and the Streamlight value. Obviously, you get a very good product at a good price, and still you get a good warranty as well. So that's all good stuff. As far as things I would change, there's nothing I would change. This light is not going to be for everyone. If you're looking for a pocket light to carry every day, there's probably better options than it. But if you're looking for a small but powerful search type light, this should absolutely be on your list. All right. Thank you very much to Streamlight. Streamlight has become a very, very good supporter of the channel over the years. And for such a big company to support my channel is humbling, and I appreciate it. So I'd like to thank them every single time they said something to me. Again, reminder, Brownells, that discount code if you want to save, I think 10%. I still didn't check. Anytime you spend over $150, you can do so. Most important, thank you, boys and girls, for watching. If you think I deserve it, subscribe to the channel. Please click that subscribe button. The likes and the comments are great. I appreciate them. They truly help. But the subscriptions is where it's at. Thank you for watching. Be good and stay blessed.